Oh, days. There's 1 minute to go. Only 1 minute to go. Are you ready? It's 12 o'clock. Oh no, you've got 10 seconds. Look on here.
No.
Yeah.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 12 o'clock.
Go and do it.
We're doing cheese and wine ice painting today, and we are painting the Van Gogh sunflowers. There. These are the paints you need, but you really just need the red, the blue, any type of blue, and the yellow to make these colours. And come on, Daisy.
I'm shy. I'm shy though. Right, thank you very much.
You're gonna be teaching today.
I'm going to teach it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks very much. Hello everybody, I'm Daisy, and this is my daddy here. And we're going to paint this Van Gogh here, this one we made earlier. I'm going to paint it again, and you're all going to follow me, and hopefully it'll all be brilliant. I'll try and go a bit slower than last time, because it was all a bit quick. We're going to have a little break at 1:45, so that the Wi-Fi can catch up and get a drink then and everything. So, right, who should we start, Dave? Ed, sorry. Daddy, I mean. Daddy, that's it. Right. Okay, so if we're ready to start, I'll take the clock off there. Some of you hopefully will have printed off some of these little cards from the image, and sometimes it's easier to use this than rather than looking at that all the time. So if you get a chance to do that, it's fancy dress. Fancy dress, isn't it? So we're looking forward to seeing those photos later. Fancy dress. Here we go. Here we go. Daisy, you got some paint?
Yes.
Okay. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to paint the whole thing. We do this a lot. Oh. We're going to paint the whole thing. Really, oh, thank you. Really, really light yellow, a kind of the colour of the sunflowers. We're going to do the whole lot yellow. So to do that, you need big brush. Big brush. We need water, and like the tiniest little bit. Don't put loads of red in. Tiny, like 1% red.
Out of
1% red into your yellow. 1% red into your yellow. So it's like, I don't know if you can see this. It's like a tiny bit of red in there. Really watery. And we'll paint the whole thing. That's it. So we can just relax now. You don't need any white, because that'll make it sort of dull. We want this painting to be like super bright, days, don't we? Go super bright. So now we can just relax and just paint the whole thing. Oh, it's good. I'm going to paint mine fast, but there's a playlist, but we can't put the music on, Dave, can we? Because if we put the music on now, Facebook will take it off, and which is kind of fair enough. So you got to put your own tunes on. I reckon Blue Monday New Order we should start, because Daisy is wearing. Daddy. What top are you wearing? Yes. Okay, so take your time painting this.
Daisy's rushing.
Have you done this before, Daisy?
Yes, I've done it. Daddy!
Oh yeah, sorry, Daddy. How many times have you painted this?
3.
This is so weird.
But Van Gogh.
Van Gogh made this 7 times. Very slightly different. But it's worth doing. once, it's worth doing again, isn't it? I reckon.
Always paint the sides.
Always paint the sides, yes, thanks for that. So paint the sides of your canvas. Hopefully you've all got some decent painting supplies by now. Amazon are good. And I've got some if you live in London. We've got loads of stuff here, so I can just drop that off or come around or whatever. There we go. It's weird without the tunes, Dave, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to paint next week?
Whatever they say.
Whatever they say? No, we're going to do... I think because we all need a holiday, Days.
Yeah.
We all need a holiday. Well,
Daddy!
a pretend holiday. We're going to do like a big tropical sunset.
Try and guess what we're gonna wear next week.
Huh?
What we're gonna
Oh yeah. Hopefully everyone's in fancy dress. Especially if you're on your own isolating at home. On your own. Get in your fancy dress and we can stick the pictures up. Okie dokes. It's not a race, is it, Dave? Is it?
Because you would have had a big head start.
Yeah, but I've got a bigger brush. If you want to paint... Oh, yes. If you wanted to paint fast, get a big brush.
I ain't got big brush.
It doesn't matter if it's not even. Definitely Van Gogh would not have cared about that. If the video freezes...
It's your Wi-Fi.
It's your Wi-Fi. That's what it is. It's your Wi-Fi. Come on, Dave. Let's get this done over here. Do you want me to help you?
Ed!
Ed, sorry, Daddy.
Daisy,
Daddy.
Daddy.
Right.
Why are you calling me Dave?
Right, I better try and figure out how to do this. Try and figure out how to do this. If you have printed your bit of reference out,
Always look at it.
always look at it. But with this one, you can do it with all of it's a good thing to try and get the middle of the canvas so you can work out where things are. So if you fold up your reference like that, and then fold it up like that. Come on, Days. Chop. Then what you'll have a little cross and you'll be able to see the middle of it. Just there. So what the next kind of thing that we're going to do is we're going to roughly sketch out where all these flowers are in like an orange colour, I think. So if we get a little brush, not that one, get a little brush. Oh, look at this one. So if you done?
Almost.
Alright, keep going. Oh. Okie dokie. So to do this sketching out thing, you just need to make your orange just a little bit darker. So just add a little bit more red. Go, Dave. Come on. Okay, so we're just going to make it a little bit more red, like these. And then we're going to do a little dot in the middle, tiny little dot. I think it's in the middle. Not bad. Stand back and have a look at it, work it out, see if you can. This hair's just getting in my. Oh. Yeah, work it out. If it's not quite in the middle, stand back. You know, you do another little red dot. We're going to be putting thick paint on this later, so don't worry about any mistakes. There are no mistakes, it's fine. This dot, the red dot, is basically the middle of the canvas. And it's this dot here. That's the middle, so it's right next to, it's almost, not the top of it, but it's almost the edge of this is the first flower that we're going to draw. And there's two types of sunflowers in this. I don't know what they're called. Do you know what they're called? You've got these really sort of ones with the big petals, these ones at the top, and you've got these ones at the bottom, which have got the tiny little petals. So two different types, and the big fat ones are at the bottom, and then the wispy ones are at the top. So bear that in mind. You ready, Dace?
Oh, nice.
Okay. So if we do a little dot there, like I say, that's the edge of this sunflower here. And what we're going to do, so if you remember, how do you do Van Gogh's, like little macaronis? So you know, like a little macaroni is about this.
Done.
Beautiful. Do your dot and then we can get going on this.
What dot? Red.
Yeah, reddy, orangey dots. Okay, and then we're just going to hold your brush really, really lightly and we can just sketch out this first sunflower. Think about which way the direction of the petals is going to go. It's like if you think the head of the... We're doing this one first. So that's your red dot, and so you can see where it goes. It goes down and right. So the head of the flower's here, right? And it's like that. And think about the direction of your brush strokes in relation to where the petals go. Oh yes, Dace. It's a bit of a biggie. It's a biggie. Some people will end up with tiny little pot of flowers like this. Daisy's gone large. You've got a massive pot of flowers, so that's all fine. The next painting, the next dot we're going to do. I should have done this actually before. We're going to do another dot that's halfway down from the middle. So, or a quarter of the way up, whichever way you want to say it. So we're going to do that dot there. And that dot is this dot, which is where there's a very sort of thin but smiley face. Here. Right, so a thin but smiley face. And that is the middle of the pot. Is it a pot? It's a vase. It's a vase, Dave. It's a vase.
I just did it. I didn't do the dot.
Okay, well you can do. You just freestyled it, did you?
Look!
You nailed it as well.
It's so big.
Yeah, it's all right. So that pot there is also that dot. I mean, is also same height as the back of the table. So you can do that as well if you want. Leaving the gap for the where the vase goes. Doesn't matter if it's red, because we're just sort of sketching it out now.
Oopsies.
Oh dear. Dace, you see what you've done?
Yes,
Okay, everybody, here's what you don't do. Right, see, this is table.
Yeah.
This is going to be the vase, isn't it? Vase is in front, so we need to paint that out yellow. Give me a thing. Give me some yellow. Let me just do it. Whoa. So look, we want to get rid of that. Maybe it was easier if we put the sides in. Should put the sides in as well.
That's going to be orange.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's put the sides in so that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Here we go, down here like that. Again, hold your brush like this, so
like
that
no, not like a pencil.
like a pencil. Not for this. We're holding it really light, so just with your thumb and your finger, and then it'll just go on really relaxed, and it'll just catch. It'll catch. There we go.
Like that.
Oh yeah, but Dave, what have you forgotten? You've forgotten the pot. No, it does go. No, look, it's there. Move the bottom of the pot up. There it is. I think it goes like that as well. There she blows. There she blows. So it doesn't matter what Daisy did. Eh?
Hey.
Here we go. So Daisy did this, so we can get rid of all this later, and we can get rid of this bit, just put more paint on top, and then you're back to perfect again.
So that's what happens
You're doing
when you do a mistake.
Yeah, you're showing, yeah, it's almost like you're doing this on purpose. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, my right arm.
Okay. Okay, so there's that one. The next, you can just carry on painting these sunflowers, but I'm going to do this big one here. Real sketchy. It's about the same size as this. Wow, Daisy, yours is really in the middle.
Yeah.
You want to? Why don't you do another one? Why don't you do another one that comes out here?
But that's the one that. Okay.
Right, let me just do this fast for you. Okay. Nobody's going to check. Nobody is going to check exactly how many sunflowers there are. So if you put a few extras in, like Daisy Doodles is, then that's fine. But again, if you're trying to do a real good job and try and sell this on the black market, then you're trying to get these little brush strokes in like this. Little macaronis. Right, I don't know what tunes we've got on. I think Rachel put a playlist up. Okay.
She said she did on the comments.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look. How's everyone getting on?
Let's have a look. How's everyone?
You need to crack on, love. Oh, Jules is in. Yay. Dave, you need
There
to.
we go.
Daft Punk. What? What about the other side of the table? Okay. That looks good. You need to. Why don't you try and correct these bits, Dave? Look. So you know you don't really want that bit.
Yeah.
You don't really want that bit. Why don't you put some yellow paint on top and cover it up? This paint, acrylic paint,
It's the best paint.
it's the best paint. It dries in about 2 minutes, so you can paint over any mistakes. Any mistakes.
Like I have done.
Okay, I think this wants to go a bit further out here. You can't really, there's no point really stopping painting. You can just keep putting more and more on, building up the layers. At the moment it's quite thin, but kind of in the second half we're going to start putting real thick paint on. That's alright, Dave. If you're trying to cover stuff up, there's no point doing it watery, is there? You're going to put it, properly cover it up. Okay, so one thing that you've got to try and remember is that these sunflowers, they're not all facing towards you. So this one's facing down there, that one's facing down there. Some people will end up with a painting that looks really sort of graphic-y. So like with all of the sunflowers just facing towards you, but they're not all like that. There's one on the top. There's one on the top right there that's sort of looking that way. So bear that in mind. Here's one that is like that, and I think the one above it crosses over the one below it. It's a good idea just to put a little circle in for the head of the flower. Is it the head of the flower? I think it's probably called that. There's one on this side. You could do the head first if you want.
Like I am doing sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be strong piece that is, strong piece. And then again, lightly sketching in. We'll get a bit more bold later on. Huh? Where's your painting that you made last time? Was it home?
It's there.
Where?
No, it's
No, the sunflowers one.
it's at home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's there.
No, I took it. Okay, so we're just all pretty relaxed here, 20 minutes in. What we're going to do is we're going to crack on just sketching out these flowers. Have a little dance, Dave. Ahead. This one, if you think about it, or you look at it properly, Van Gogh uses his canvas he uses a lot of it. So like that flower there is almost at the top of the canvas.
Mine is.
Don't worry about it if it's not.
Canvas.
Yeah, yours is. It's good. Okay. So we're getting those ones sketched in like that. This is a bit of a funny one here, isn't it? We'll put in the green stuff later. Hey, Dave, top right flower. That's going well, you know. Top right flower is pointing that way, isn't it? It's pointing to the right. So we don't want to have petals all the way around the edge of it. Yes.
Yes.
Alright. So.
I'm gonna have a little look.
Alright, you have a little look. See how many millions of followers. How many painters have we got, do you think, Des? 58.
Really?
58 million. That's not bad. That's everybody in the country. That's good. Happy days.
Oh, 59.
59 million.
Almost 60. Come on. Just need a few
Dave, do you want
more
to finish
people.
off this? Should we try and do some painting?
Okay.
Get in there.
Yeah, I'm in
Alright,
here.
and then we've got this big one here. This sort of big, sort of straggly one.
Just big straggly one.
Big. Straggly one like that. In the break, which is going to be at 11:45.
11. No, 1.
1. Feel free to send in your paintings for a little critique. I can give you some advice, and it's it's cool, isn't it? So I can give you some advice about your painting if you want, and it'll give you time for the Wi-Fi to catch up on that. And get a drink, probably. It's Friday. Days.
It's the weekend.
It is the weekend tomorrow. All the days are just the same though. I think every day's the weekend now. Don't forget, I think the most important... What are you doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm watching my paintbrush too.
Lucy's painting, you know.
Lucy?
Cousin Lucy, yeah. You should say hi.
Hi, Lucy.
Here's the most... I think the most important one.
Oh!
Yeah, get on that. This little fella here
This little fella here.
comes down like that.
Yeah, and then there's like this big one.
And you can start putting in a few of these stalks if you want. What? That was a bit quick, Days. You've not got to really look at the... You've got to really look at the reference, you know. It doesn't just go like that. There's a little... It goes a straight line, and then a little corner.
Here.
A straight line like that.
And then like
Alright, and then
then like
a few bits of leaves and stuff
some
here.
leaves. Oh, there's one here!
Oh, actually, see this one I'm doing now? This is green. This is the back of a flower. So this flower here is pointing at... is that one.
That way. No, that one.
This one.
No, that one.
This one.
This one's
Yeah,
going
it's pointing
that way.
away from us, so you can only see the back of the flower. We'll deal with that later. Okay.
Yeah, we'll deal with that later.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll deal with that later.
That's good. Okie dokie. Right. So, should we just chill for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Right, just chill. We're just going to chill for 5 minutes. Let you all let y'all catch up.
Yeah, okay.
Why don't you do the next bit in a...
No.
No, okay.
That is you. Because I'm the best at it.
Yeah,
so you.
okay.
You have to do it.
Okay. You got a bit of painting to do there, haven't you? It's looking good.
You've got to do the petals.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do the petals in... I'll tell you, yeah, let's sketch out the petals.
Exactly. Boom. While we have a break, I am going to read the Van Gogh back.
Oh, yes. Daisy has got some...
In the background.
Not in the background. Get over here. Ta-da! It's, here's your school lesson for there. Tell the people some interesting facts.
Van Gogh.
Yes, that's not very interesting. So
Van Gogh
yeah.
was born in on the 30th of March 1853 in Holland.
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 Uh-huh.
He died in 1898, only 37
Interesting fact.
years from a self-inflicted gun wound.
Wound. So he shot himself, basically.
Yeah. He suicided. He began working for an art dealer in 1869.
Oh yeah, so
And
there's an
was
interesting thing about that, Dave. There's a lot of people
And
think
was
that
transferred to England.
a lot of people think that Van Gogh didn't sell any paintings, but he actually sold loads because he was an auctioneer.
He
Sold.
was an auctioneer.
So he sold hundreds, sold thousands, but not none of his. Sorry, carry on.
He did not begin painting until his late 20s.
Oh.
So like 10 years he only painted for.
Oh.
I'm wiping my beard.
Yes. Should have had a shave, Days, at least. Daddy. Ah. Come on, more facts.
He created over 2,000 artworks.
That's a lot, isn't it? It's quite prolific.
During his lifetime, he only sold one painting. He used to give his paintings away as payment for art materials. Some of his most famous artwork consists of Starry Night. I almost said Starry Night. And the sunflowers.
Yes!
He was a post-impressionist artist. His style consisted of harsh brush strokes and bold, bright colour.
Yes!
Like this. And like this.
Yes.
And like that.
Yes.
That's yes. One more fact.
Okay, yeah.
Van Gogh suffered from mental illness and anxiety.
He did. Like all the artists, probably. Right. That was good. Very interesting, Dave. Very interesting. I think we've all learnt a lot.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
All learnt a lot. Charles, I just forgot I was wearing a blonde wig then. It's not blonde, it's purple, isn't it? Oh, thanks.
I need to do up your hair.
Thank you.
That's what you always do to me.
Thanks. I look a lot better now. Looking to see the fancy dress photos coming in. If we had any coming in. Let's see some coming in, Days. We've got another 10 minutes of painting. I know what we can do. Let's get some of this yellow in. Right. There are some people that are going a bit faster than others. Other people sort of take
like I always say.
You're sort of minimalist, aren't you? Okay. So what we're going to do, this is the first round of, it's like the practice round. What's it going to be? You don't know, do you? The practice round of painting the petals. Right, so get a small brush. Small brush, and we get some yellow paint.
Loads of yellow.
If there's some red on it, that's fine. And this is the way we do petals. And the leaves, we go out to in, not in to out. So we do the end of the petal first, and we use lots of paint. Dave.
Lots of paint.
Come and watch me. Come and watch me do this. Dave. Hello. So that we go outside to in, and lots of paint. And we just try and do it in one go. We don't want to be rubbing it all in like this because we want to have a lot of paint, and that creates the texture. It's called impasto, Dave. Did you know that?
No.
Impasto, which means it's like a sculpture. I don't know if it means that, but so we're trying to do it. You see, here we go. So we get lots of paint on the brush like this.
Like that.
That's going well. So you can see the paint, and then we go from the end to the end of it. And if you twist your brush as well, like that. If you twist it as you're painting, it kind of leaves a lot of the paint on. Like that. There we go. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that now for the next 15 minutes. Right, Dace, you see the end of your petals there? They're kind of like they're not very pointy, are they? I'm going to try and get them a bit more pointy. So I use a little brush. If you want to sharpen your brush, you can just pinch it. Pinch it like that.
If you don't want to do it,
don't bother.
You get a tissue.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. You could.
I just got a big dollop. So.
Okay. Right. So it's a good way of practicing. So we're going to practice. We're going to do this for the next sort of 10 minutes, and then we'll have a little break, listen to some tunes, get a drink. What's that beeping? Don't like beeping. I think everything's all right. Woo! Right. Sharpened brush. Beautifully pinched. Beautifully pinched. Okay.
It's beautiful.
You're doing a good job there, Dave. Okay. So keep going. If you want to just go straight yellow.
Straight yellow like I am.
You can. Keep looking at your reference and don't forget where the head of the flower is. So this one I'm doing here. Like it's kind of pointing that way a bit. We can fix all of this later. But the more texture, the best painting will probably be the one with the most paint on it. It's not quite true, but you know what I mean. A lot of paint is good. Impossible to have too much paint.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, right. So if you're wondering about the big blue background, are you wondering about the blue background, Dave?
Yeah, I definitely am.
Are you? This is the big blue background. That is the thing we're going to do last. So right at the end, it's a really nice bit. It's sort of reverse painting. We need to get, once a lot of this is sort of drying out, we're going to put the blue background on and we can paint it like this and we can create our own petals by not painting them. I shall explain later.
We shall explain.
We'll explain later. So we're painting things that aren't there. Okie dokie. So keep going. Lots of little brush strokes. If you want to make if you've had enough of this, just orange. If you want to make the red slightly darker, just go tiny bit of blue in your red. It won't make it purple, it'll just make it dark red if you use a tiny bit. So, and you need to mix it up, so like that. So for stuff like these sunflowers in the middle, you're still wanting to mix your paint on the canvas rather than on the palette.
Like last time.
Because that way you get a lot more colours on the canvas. And if you mix it all up on the palette, you'll end up with one colour, one big puddle of whatever colour it is. And that's not so good because you want all the colours like this. So you can spend a bit of time doing that if you like. Going quite well, I think. So I don't know what you're going to do with these paintings once they're finished because they are going to be brilliant. You're probably going to want to try and sell them or give them away for prezzies. People you don't like.
So I made my paint doll.
Oh, you did. That's good.
Wait, what are we doing now?
You're not listening?
No.
Okay. We're just painting little. We're just chilling out, really. We're just sort of chilling. Painting these little ones like this.
If you want to make stuff darker, try not to use light blue.
Yes, that's good. Very good points there from the maestro.
Ed Sumner.
That's me.
No!
Oh, so confused again. Getting confused again. Okay. It's nearly time for the break. Oh no, 10 minutes, alright.
I have made my paint dog.
Lots of paints.
That's a paint.
Right, let's see if everyone's alright. Stick as a photograph on the thingy. Let's have a look. The broadcast. I don't know what it's called. It's broadcast these days. It's a broadcast. We've got I think we've got 56 painters. Brilliant.
Some people are just watching it for fun.
Yeah, probably. Nothing else to do, is there?
If you don't have paint, you don't have paint.
Wise words there. Wise words. Wise words.
I want to see. There's 59 people watching.
That's good.
Million. Let's put a little red up your... no. That's just it. Put a little red up here. Yeah. But there's more down here than up there, so I'm going to put more down here than up there.
You're experimenting.
Yeah.
If you want to change it up a tiny bit, you want to make a lighter. If you want to make a lighter yellow, just chuck a bit of white in there.
You always want white.
You always want a bit of white, but you probably don't want too much pink. So there's not a lot of pink in this painting. So if you're going to use the white, use it straight with the yellow, not the red, because if you add it to the red, it'll go pink.
Proper pink.
Proper pink. Proper pink. Good textures, eh, Days? How's yours coming on? Oh yeah, nice colour. How did you get that colour, Days? How did you get that colour?
I added blue.
Did you?
To red.
Did you?
Dark blue.
Little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't add too little, otherwise it'll just keep the same.
Uh-huh. Oh dear. Okay.
Oh no, that's a yellow one. This one's...
Don't forget, the direction of your brush strokes wants to be the direction of the petals.
Mm-hmm.
Down it.
I can't see
A bit
myself.
blue, a bit blue in our red there, because this one's quite dark. Oh yeah, and you can paint, obviously, well, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but we're painting on top of where we sketched it out. Loads of little macaronis, remember? Little brush strokes. Don't do this. We're not blending it all in together. We're doing, once
Just
it's
like
on.
I'm doing.
Don't do that. Once it's on, it's on. So you do one, and then you leave it. You do one, then you leave it.
Do one,
It takes a bit of kind of self-control, doesn't it? To trust that you're going to leave it, because everyone wants to do. I don't know about that. Oh, I'm not sure about it.
Like I do with that.
You just got to kind of go with it. Yeah, don't worry if the video freezes up,
Then you do one, then you do one, then you
because it'll appear later.
Just
gives you a bit more time. It's doing you a favour, innit? Right.
One, then you do one, then you do one, then you do one, then you...
Oh, I've gone dark, Daisy. I've gone dark. What I've done. Oh, we've got 5 more minutes painting. You can do this now or later. If you're looking for something to do, I'll rerun this like when we get going again at 1 o'clock. But if you're looking for something to do, add a bit more blue to your red, and you can just do the.
And if you want it lighter, add yellow, not white. Otherwise, it'll make it faint.
You can just do the heads of these flowers.
Or just add more.
And I'm still holding my paintbrush really, really lightly like that. If you want control, you want to be like this, like a little pencil. But if you want freedom, you hold it like this.
Okay, I want
Freedom.
freedom.
There we go.
Do.
If you're stuck, it's probably because you're not looking at the reference.
Do.
That's what happens with me. Oh, it's all gone wrong.
Dad.
And then you haven't looked at the reference. And oh yeah, I didn't look at the reference.
I get that a lot because I'm a teacher.
Yeah. What about the top one, Dave? What about the top one? Needs a head on it, doesn't it?
It does! Fixie room.
Get your name tag sorted out so that everybody knows who you are. Hopefully everyone's alright.
Have a little look.
Next. Yeah, have a little check of that. What a thing of beauty. What an absolute thing of beauty, Des. Look at this.
57 million.
57 million.
It's dropped.
Oh.
You're like,
So next week, same time, same place, we're going to paint a
Same
tropical
time, same place.
paradise because everyone wants a little holiday. So we're going to give you a holiday.
Guess what we're going to wear?
Guess what we're going to... Well, we're going to be tropical. We'll be drinking lilt. Dave?
Yep,
Yeah.
might be on Wednesday.
Okie dokie. Dave, can you do some actual painting? Please. Especially the top. Look at this one. Look. Spot the difference. What are you missing? Spot the difference. It's just like a big game. Arts. It's just a big game of spot the difference, really, isn't it?
If you've got a reference.
If you've got a reference. Whilst we're doing this dark stuff, you can go over...
The yellow.
No, go over the edges of the...
Wow.
Go over the edges of the vase, yeah. And it like
I'm darker.
Is it maroon colour? It's just red and blue.
When are we using the green?
When what?
When are we using the green?
We'll use some green a bit later when we need to. Get the flowers on and that. We can listen to some tunes in the break days anyway, because this video will go back on Facebook afterwards, but we'll cut out the break because we don't need to do the break. Okay, so there's this little bit coming down this side like that. Looking good, huh?
Darky.
So if you can get to that kind of stage without it driving you mad, then you've done pretty well. Yeah. That's that, dear. So where did you get your cap from? Where did you get that cap?
Gap.
Gap. No, cap. There we go. So let's just see what the time is.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
What is the time? It is now.
1:45.
1:45. Ta-ta!
Ta-da! You can put it up there.
Can I put it on here?
Probably. Hello.
Right, let's put it on there.
Do.
That's going to work. And we're going to be back in...
In 12 minutes. 10, 15.
At 1 o'clock. Back in at 1 o'clock. Oh, look. That's fine. Right. Just chill, Dace. Just chill. We're absolutely nailing this. I haven't seen any photographs coming in there. There, look. There's the clock going on. Beautiful. Don't mess with that. We'll turn the whole thing off. Yeah. So how do you think you can improve on yours, Dave? Oh, we need to do a little sign.
What little sign?
We'll just say this is the break, and we'll be back in back at 1 o'clock. I'll do it.
Yeah, sure. You can do it.
I'll do it, Dave. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Oopsie-daisy.
I'll just paint the sign then. You relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just relax.
Uh,
Something I can do. Relax.
the break. Back. Days, it's not time for TikTok videos.
I'm not doing it.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe you should do a TikTok video in the break. Okay. The break. Back at 1 p.m. Beautiful. Days, should we take a little bow for the... This is the break, the break, the break. Back at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, Eva's watching.
Eva.
Right, I wonder how Instagram works. I need to straighten up Instagram. Instagram. Need a bit of tape, Days, for the... Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
The jelly shift.
Right, we're doing good. Doing well, not doing good.
Doing well.
Doing well.
Doing
good.
well.
Doing well.
Doing well. Doing well.
Okay.
How many legs do spiders have?
I think 7. Let's check out my wig actually. Oh, it's just slipped a little bit. Oh, my side's fallen off. There I was for a minute. That's good, Days. We only had 8 people painting last time. It's 53 now. It's a good thing. Oh, hi, Zyla. I want to see photos.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Put that one there. Oh look, live video ended. I bet that's because it was. So look, Dave. Turns out, Instagram, you can only film for an hour. So it stopped on Instagram, so we have to start it again at 1 o'clock. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Honestly, this wig. So you can't post the things, you can't post the pictures onto here. You can message them in. You can message them in.
Disco. D-I-S-C-O. Disco. D-I-S-C.
I want to see Jasper's. D-I-S-C-O.
Disco. Disco. D-I-S-C. Disco. D-I-S-C.
Have you seen Lucy's face? Can't improve on perfection. Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes, Days. Are you ready for this?
I'll just go switch off.
You're gonna switch off that thing right now.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Days,
Yeah.
we're on again. We need to stop that.
I'm finishing. I'm finishing.
Days.
And I'm done with the perfect.
Good, okay. You've got 1 minute. What are you going to tell the people?
We got
53
1
million.
minute to go. We got 1 minute to go.
Get a drink or a cup of tea.
Get a drink or a cup of tea like I am.
There.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you're going to get a drink? Alright. Wow. It's nearly 1 o'clock again. I'll do that. You talk to the people. Talk. Oh, toilet. Okay. Hopefully this won't be very loud. Toilet break. Okay, here we go. Do, do, do. Days are outside. Outside. We've got 1 minute. We've got 1 minute. Can you do it? All right. Are you done? Oh no. Come on, quick.
I did it.
Well done. Days, go. Right. We're going to do the foliage. We have to say foliage. Foliage. We have to say welcome back.
Welcome back.
God, that was brilliant timing, look.
D-I-S-C-O.
D-I-S-C-O, right. Welcome back. Hope you had a nice little break. There. we are now going to do foliage.
Foliage.
So, we're going to get a little bit of green paint, but mostly blue, and we're going to do all the dark stuff. Forget about the ends of the petals for now. We're going to do all the green bits. So like here, like the stalks and the little bits of leaves that are behind, like the main flower bit. And then we're going to do this, which is little brush strokes. Again in here, just like little brush strokes, but remember the direction you want to go. So when we're doing the vase, the direction wants to be like this, not up and down, or even flat. It needs to be curved, like the vase would be like here, curved. In fact, let's do that first. Let's do the vase first. Ready, Daisy?
What?
Hello?
Yeah.
Are you ready? We're going to do the vase. Yeah? Okay. Right, so, with yellow, I need more yellow paint. With yellow, white, that's the break. The break is now over.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so I've got, Des, can you pour me some more yellow, please? We've got yellow and some white, so we've got to get a nice kind of dirty, chuck us a bit of yellow in there, belter, alright. And then again, it's like little macaronis, but you've got to think about the direction of the brush stroke and commit. There we go, we've committed. Some white on the highlight. Maybe not as white as that, because I didn't mix it, but it'll be alright.
It will be alright.
Loads and loads of paint. Oh, Days, we need to start the Instagram again. Oh no. Right, hold on.
Like white.
Instagram, man. Right. I don't know if it's going to work. I think because it's uploading. Alright, Instagram's going to have to catch up in a minute. Right, so yeah, keep on with the bars, Days. Let's get the bars done. Remember the direction of the brush stroke. You can hold it light again. Still holding it quite light. And there we go. Building up the texture this time. No water. No water. If you're using watercolour paint, you've got to use a bit of water, but kind of difficult for this one. Van Gogh used oil, of course, but it's because I didn't have acrylic paint then.
This always happens.
Yeah, but look, Dave, sweetie, look.
I can't do it.
Do little, do one like that, then one like that, then one like that. You seem to just do like the whole thing. So you do little brush strokes. And if you don't like it, you go over it, but don't like wash it. What?
Green.
That's alright, you can have a bit of green in there. So there we go. Daisy seems to have got a tiny bit of green in, so that's alright. There is a tiny bit of green if you look at your... It's time to start adding a tiny bit of green in there. Be brave. Green, Days, is the opposite of...
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
Red.
Red. Green is the opposite of red. So when you've got a light green, it's kind of the opposite of the orange, which makes it kind of just bounce off the page. I still can't get that thing. Okay. So when you put green next to red, it makes the painting... If you're American, Dave, what would you say? You go, yeah, just really pops. or sing.
Done.
That's good. Okay. Keep on painting that like this. What have we got now? 10. Hopefully everyone's alright doing this bit. Ta-da! Alright, Days. Let's just critique Daisies, shall we? Ta-da! Right, Tweety. We did have a smiley face here, and you've painted over it. Do you know why? You're not looking at your reference. So should we get that smiley face back in there, which is the thing? And then also, look, see this highlight? See this here, the highlight? Get some white in there to go tink, tink, tink.
White.
You good with that? Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, that's that. And then, just whilst we're on this kind of dirty, browny kind of colours, if you add a bit of green, if you add a bit of green into your orange, you're going to get like a dirty brown sort of thing.
I have.
And then what we need to do is the table, and it's just again, it's lots of paint. That's too dark. If it's too dark, I'm putting more yellow on.
Can you just paint it?
Looks like the bottom of my vase is too dark as well. So bit of white to lighten that up a bit.
Red. You were here.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's go there. Dirty colours. Browns and greens. We need like a little bit of texture, so that's fine. Table runs like that, so don't go doing your table like this, up and down. It's horizontal, it's a table. A bit like the petals, you could think about the direction of your brush strokes a bit. Oh, I just threw paint on the floor. Oops. Okay. Try not to throw paint on the floor.
Daddy, that's what it's like being a girl.
Yeah. So
even though I've
never probably painted over that red line, so I'm just going to put it in again. And I might just do the edge of the pot again, the vase I mean. Like that. There we go. Okay. I think we're good. We are good.
Ta-da.
Ta-da, let's have a look.
Ta-da.
Yes, Dace.
Ta-da.
Yes. It's too good. Too good.
Ta-da.
So we are gonna. If you want to go double pro, you can make up your own green. How would you do that?
Blue and yellow.
You got it. Blue and yellow. Blue and yellow. It's
Blue.
really dark. We want a really kind of.
Yellow.
We want a really dark green though. It's kind of. So, if you've got some.
Mostly blue.
Yeah, it's mostly blue. So if you want to get.
I.
Definitely no
the
white.
Secret with me.
Dave, if you're going to tell people something, stand there and tell them. Rather than just ranting in the corner.
What I do is, so first you need to get a bit of blue and yellow. And then, so we've got that. Then what I add a tiny bit of red.
Oh, that's cheeky.
And then you keep it adding blue to make it darker.
That's
and
good.
then you add a tiny bit of yellow.
Okay, so we're going to spend the next 5 minutes.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! We're going to spend the next 5 minutes doing the foliage.
What's the foliage?
Foliage is leaves, Days.
Leaves, yeah.
So it's kind of bluey, greeny, a bit like when we were doing the petals. But it's very dark. Very dark.
This is loads dark.
It's well dark, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah.
It's well dark. Oh, that's too blue, really, but we're going to go with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with it, yeah.
If you see some green bits, put some green bits in.
You want green?
Especially there.
Like yours.
Like, yeah.
Like green.
Okay.
Okay, that was a bit too much.
A little bit of greeny and
This.
a little bit.
Law green. Law
Dave.
green.
Shush a minute. Yeah, so there's some little bits of green in the heads of the flowers as well. So that's that darky dark. That's it. Don't forget the stalks. 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 Stalks.
Stalk. Stalk. Stalk, stalk.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So these really, don't think about it too much about what they are. Oh. Don't think about too much about what they are. Think about just where they are and there's just the shapes of them. So like there's some green over there, there's some green there. Don't think about petals and stalks, just think about the shapes. Okay, are we ready, Days?
Yeah.
Right, there's one really, I just love this little flower down the bottom, and if you can get this right, it's really helpful. So this one here.
I did a bit too big.
Yeah, well you've kind of done yours already, so. Okay, look, everyone concentrate on this bit. Is going to make or break your painting. So all of this we can trust is good. This little flower here, so this one here, I don't know if you can see it, is going to go, yeah, the one that hangs down. So we're going to do the ones that come off the head of it. So these are behind, these ones, these bits we're doing now are behind the head of the flower, right? So it's sort of like that. And then these ones are in front of the flower. So they go like that. And then these ones at the back kind of go like that. So you've got the ones that are behind. And then you've got the ones that are in front. And that should get you quite a nice sort of effect, hopefully. There's a little thing there. Okay. Right. Let's have a quick look, see if I can get that Instagram thing going again. We've got 20 minutes. This is the best bit. I love this bit. I just love this bit.
What bit?
The next bit.
I got paint on my shirt.
You got paint on my shirt, more like.
No, this is my shirt.
Oh yeah.
It's my pajama shirt.
Do this. Okay, I need to look into Instagram because it's not really working. Okay, here comes the best bit, Days.
Here comes the best bit.
Right, get a clean brush. Get a clean brush. Can I have a clean brush? Yeah, there's loads of brushes in here. Loads of brushes. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the background. The background is obviously this kind of very light blue, almost kind of turquoisey colour. And what we're going to do is that all the way through, hopefully we've been mixing the paint on the canvas. For this, we need to mix the paint on the palette because we need a whole load of it and it all wants to be the same colour. So it's mostly white. So if you go here, I've got a clean brush. Got a clean brush. And there's a little bit of yellow in it. And there's a little bit of this light blue. I'm going to mix up a good load of it.
Good load of it.
Okay, can I have some more white paint, please? Taste.
Yeah, I'm just doing it.
Okay, I'll get it in, shall I? So we're going to get a good load of it, like this. And this bit, you can get big brush or little brush, whatever you're most comfortable with.
Yeah.
If you want a bold painting, go big brush. If you want a delicate painting, go little brush. Or a mixture of the two, depends on like how kind of confident you are and stuff. I get my own painting, shall I?
Yeah.
Okay. And what we're going to do with this kind of colour is
Blue.
make sure you've got loads of it. I'm going to make a bit more. Make a little bit more.
Is this good, Daddy?
So look. Show on here. No one can see you over there, sweetie.
Sure.
That is a bit dirty. It's a bit too green. You want to add some more blue to it. Shall I give you some more? Here, look. Look. Taste. Just use that blue. Yeah? Yeah.
So now it's just blue.
Okay, so hopefully I've just added some more white.
Yellow.
So I don't want any of that red, so I'm being careful. Very careful. So I want that, and I want a big load of it. Okay. So remember before when I was ranting about painting stuff that wasn't there? Here is the example of that. Daisy, you watching? So, see here, there's just yellow. If we do this, and we do this, now there's a petal. If we do this, we do this, we've got a petal there. If we do this, oh, excuse you, love. We can do that. And we're gonna go all the way around. We can either make up some new ones, or we can just paint around the ones that we've already got in there. And then everything else. So that's the tricky bit. You're trying to get this point, and then everything else you paint. You just fill in the background basically. There'll be some little chinks of background poking through. So like there.
It's good.
That is a good colour. You crack on, Dace, because people are going to want to see how you're getting on. Try and make some petals that aren't there. Like, reveal them. There's got to be a word for this technique. I've no idea what it is. Do you see what I'm doing? Like that.
A little bit of blue there.
A little bit of blue there. Don't forget to keep looking at your reference as you go.
You need loads of white.
And you can't put too much paint on. If you put too little paint on, what happens, Dave?
It goes, the white comes
If you
through.
put if you put too little paint on, the yellow will come through, and you'll have a big green background. So go well. Drips like that. I like drips like that. I like things like that. Do you?
Yeah.
You've got to go with it. Got to go with it.
Wow. A lot of paint. A lot of paint.
I'm going to try and set this head over.
Wow. Wow. A lot of paint. A lot of paint. A lot. Don't go over it too much. Otherwise, oh no.
Instagram's
You'll
packed
have
in.
it ruined. Huh?
Instagram's packed in.
What pack?
Same thing with these, with the petals. You just go around the outside of them
What?
and leave them spiky, and they appear. Alright? And same in here. Don't forget these little ones in here. You know, you can kind of. You
A
can...
lot of it. A lot of it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a lot of paint.
It's like a honeycomb. Hardly, but look,
Okay.
you go around.
Days, we've got to finish this in 10 minutes. So you want to try getting it on the old come on. Alright. It's all got quiet, hasn't it?
Too much paint. But like your flag.
Like your
Never more.
It don't matter. It don't matter, Daisy. You just chuck it on, love.
Do. Quiet. Oh,
Okay, so there's the. You can take your time. This video, I believe,
we'll just
will
stay.
stay on Facebook for I think 28 days or something. Not 28 years. I don't
Oh, I
doubt
thought
that.
you were gonna say yes.
So you can sort of watch it.
Oh no, it got red. Oh, that's so satisfying. I love doing that. Look how satisfying.
Oh yeah. Oh, eat it, Dave. Eat it. No, don't eat it.
You don't want to eat it.
No, don't eat it.
No.
Loads of people will forget these little ones in the middle, and like there's just like little chinks of light that pop through in there. That is basically it. That's basically it, Dave. That's how you paint. That is how you paint Van Gogh in an hour and a half. That's nice, isn't it? Okay, not quite. We can do finishing touches.
But don't take too long. Otherwise you will Otherwise you will miss the time that you have 28 days. You do not want to do that.
No.
You do not want to do that. Okay, so that is me done.
You done?
Yeah.
Daisy's finished. Do you want to say anything? How do you feel about this class today?
Feel very good.
Oh my god. Alright, so finishing touches. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for taking the time to watch all of this nonsense. Finishing touches, I would say, you can just tweak the flowers. Do you know what I mean? Maybe not. We just like keep going. Like the more paint, the better it's going to be. The more little thing, you know. There we go. Did you say wow?
Yes.
Is it at my painting?
Yes.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can tinker here. You can tinker forever, really. If you're going to do that, do it here.
I love that.
I know. Do it in front because it's quite funny. You can tinker for ages. Put a bit of white in your
You can
yellows.
tinker doing this for ages.
There we go. Okay.
What I do after painting with your
Mm.
thing, you mix all your paint together.
Do you?
See what colour it has.
Yeah. Then what do you do?
And then you, then you
Okay.
just,
Days. What you need to do actually is before we finish, you need to
Sign.
sign it.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much.
Yeah.
Look how nice it is. But it's so nice when you've got different colours in it. So you go like this, you go like that, go like that, and you go like that. Yeah. You need lots of paint, look. I love that so much.
Oh, okie dokie daisy doodles.
Ooh,
You can sign it wherever you like. Where are you going to sign it?
I'm going to sign it on the vase.
Yeah, Vincent signed it on the vase.
Vincent van Gogh.
If you look real close, there it is. There it is, just there. So you can sign it Vincent, or you can sign it your name, or you can make something up. Dave, sign it with you. I'm going to put Vincent.
I like signing it big. So I'm going to sign it big.
Vincent! There he is. You've gone big, have you?
Yes, I have. Very good.
You've gone large.
Daisy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Different colours.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, look at this. Oh, hello.
All right.
I love that so much.
So, I think we're pretty much done. Thanks very much.
Remember to do my tip.
Don't bother. Well, yeah, sorry, yeah. Do it. Thanks very much. Oh, should we put one in a frame? Should we put yours in the frame?
Yeah.
Show.
Share.
Share. Same time next week. Gonna be.
Same time next week.
Oh, tropical paradise. Totally tropical paradise. Where we'll learn how to do sunsets and palm trees, and we can just pretend we're not at home.
Yeah.
Can't we?
Yeah.
Do that.
And if you're not at home, you're stuck somewhere, you can.
Well, you're going to be at home, aren't you? Everyone's at home.
No, some people are stuck.
Are they?
Yeah.
Where are they stuck?
In holiday.
I don't think that everyone's stuck on holiday. It's not holiday. Look, Jason, take your picture.
Oh, we should put an effect in going like.
Hold that. You need to hold it so it doesn't fall out. Like that. And then it's done there.
Everything looks
You need to
better
put a little bit left, I think. That way, and then hold it up. Yes! Yes, Ace! That's brilliant. Oh, that's Ace. I think that's the end. That's the end.
There you go.
Thanks.
There you go, Daisy.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Next time.
Next time. Wow. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Guess what colour mine turns out?
You want to try and get that paint off my t-shirt, sweetie?
It's my t-shirt. Daddy,
Huh?
it's my t-shirt.
Well, it is, but you still want to get the paint. It's a good t-shirt. You want to get the
I
paint
know,
off.
I like the t-shirt. Come on, Green, you need to come and take.